Okay, third one. Nikkor Z 85mm f1.2 on the Nikon ZF. This is the third of the videos with this lens. I'll finish off with the Z8 again, but I want to show you the difference between how this lens interacts with different cameras. The first two videos were on the Z52 and the ZFC. Now this one is on the ZF, which is a full frame one. So let's go to over here where the first picture is. And these are my cassette tapes. There's my little old cassette player that my wife bought. Tools, camera boxes in the shelves in the garage. But look how sharp it is. Basically focusing here, and then it kind of blurs as it gets toward the edge. Kind of reminds you of the Zeiss lenses. Now that was full. You can see where the top ring was on the there. With this heat, it's over 100 degrees. Yesterday it was almost 102. Today it was a little bit cooler. It was 101. So anyway, August is here. The heat is here. But there's still flowers on the tree, so you make sure you water them. They don't die. You can see where I was focusing on the, and on the ZF, this is on the sensor, okay? It's not on the lens. So I'm gonna have to get that taken care of. But you can see how sharp the crane is. And just to bring it in, my dog wants to be taken out and walked, and it's too hot out there, so I'm waiting for it to get a little bit cooler. But you can even see a bird right back here flying. But look how sharp this is. And of course, I try to get this, but the tree, it was focusing on the tree. See, you get some beautiful shots. The clouds were amazing. You know, the way they were staggered in the sky earlier today. But you see, I've had no problems focusing with the ZF. None whatsoever. Had it at 1.2. I had it in program mode. Now, let's look at barrel distortion. I see none. I was using the Zeiss yesterday on the Sony A9, and you can see distortion where it was kind of like a pincushion effect, where on one end it was going upper, and then as it was moving toward the left, it was going down, and vice versa on the bottom. So I thought that was kind of unusual. Even if it was straight in the center, on the right, it was leaning over toward the left, and on the left, it was leaning over to the right. So you don't see that here. And of course, since it's not at a 1.5 crop, the dual planes are a little bit farther away, but still it's sharp. Look at that. And they're turning. That's a pretty shot right there. But, you know, 85mm, I love that focal length. And went back in the garage, did some more stuff. That lawnmower has gotten dirty. So you can see where I try to focus on. It's blurry. It's focused here, blurry back there. So even if the sign is in front, it's starting to blur. But this is what I was focusing on, the different trees. And I think those guys, if they don't pick it up tomorrow, which is on a Saturday, they'll pick it up on Monday. So, on the brush. And of course, how it focuses in the front of the Last Supper, then everything is blurred. Same thing here. It focused on my dog is my doorbell, and then she's just right behind it, and then she's not in focus. That's the character of this lens. And even down here, it's kind of a little bit out of focused, all right? But it's sharp right here. And as you can see, you see little bokeh balls. There's no light, it's just hole in the chain. And with the wire and stuff, it created little bokeh balls right there. I thought that was pretty interesting. So focusing on here, it didn't get the temperature, but look, blurred here, blurred there. So I was focusing on this. These are sharp. Even this was kind of, but it's a little blurry there. Then I was trying to focus on this, and I completely missed a shot. It might have been right down here on the refrigerator instead, or on the door. But you can see I was focusing here, and then it's not sharp here. Same thing here. So this is the bowl in the front is larger than on the base. And you can see how that's in focus, that's not. Same thing with the bicycle. This is in front, but I was focusing on the seat. Picture looked fantastic. There's my dog chewing on one of my pillows, gets frustrated. I was out of focus there, big time. And then I was focusing here with the glass shut, but you can see where it's kind of sharp here, but in the background it blurs out. There's Beethoven. So see, I've tried different shots. I was focusing on here instead on the Shure, which is right in front of him. This is the microphone I'm using now, the MV7 Plus. And that one right there is the Z5 II. That's a Z6 III. No, I take that back. That's a Z5 II. That's a Z6 III. And I took a couple of shots there. I don't know what. Yeah. Sometimes you get a double click on the ZF. And of course, the globe. Another globe. This is, try to get this in focus. So the upper part is where the focusing was. This is all on the same plane. You can see the dust here, but you see it becomes blurry. The LabTech headphones is sharp, but you can see where it's worn right here, where the leather is cracking and stuff. It's blurry back here. And the motherboard, another motherboard. And see, CPU cooler is taller, so it's clear, and then it blurs in the background. And you're only talking about maybe 2 inches. That's how good this lens is. Of course, if I stopped it down, then everything would be sharp. Let me get back over here. Okay. And then reflection on the mirror, the bike, and then the bike in front of the mirror. You see how sharp that is. And that's the last picture. So what do I think? I enjoy using the ZF. I'm going to have to clean the, let me go back here. Messed up. I enjoy the ZF. It's fast and focusing. Wonderful camera. I love playing with it. 85 millimeter did good. I need to get that sensor cleaned. But by looking at the pictures, this is how the Z8 was looking against the R5 II. And the commenter says, well, could it be the camera? No. Full frame, you'll get a little bit more bokeh compared to the crop sensor cameras, which gives you that 127.5 instead of the 80 or 85 millimeter on the full frame. That's the difference, okay? So just to show you, this is the third video. You can see on the first two, the Z52 and the ZFC, they were sharp. On a full frame camera, it's a different story. You get more bokeh and you get more of that character that you're looking for. And let's see, what picture am I going to end with? Yeah, I think I'll end with that one. So I hope this is helpful. There's nothing wrong with the lens or the cameras. It's just the way it interacts with the different cameras. So I explained the difference between a full frame and an APS-C camera, you know, on the field of view, and then also on the what you expect with the blurriness. So thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I will see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.